Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing a limited edition of 300 pieces in stainless steel launched for 2018. This is the Doxa Sub300 Searambler Aqua, created in conjunction with Aqua. It is a throwback to the 1960s original. So the watch features 1967 hands and the U.S. diver's signature on the reverse side as well as on the dial. The timepiece is 42.5 millimeters in diameter and stainless steel, 13.6 millimeters thick. It is a rather compact 45.1 millimeters from lug to lug, and that has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Pop open the clasp. We'll take a quick look at the clasp. You can see the logos on the clasp. And you can see it's a single fold deployant. The interior of the clasp includes a fold-out extension for use over a dive suit, and then 4 divots drilled into the clasp, so you can use your strap tool to change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp for fine-tuning. You can also see that we have here removable links fixed by screws, which is impressive for the price point. You would expect to see pin sleeves used at this price point. Not here. You're getting screw-fixed removable links, a higher standard of assembly, and also easier to size at home. We have this lovely beads of rice profile with the beads themselves polished and the flanking links satinated. On their sides, they are polished. On their tops, they're satinated. There's a little bit of a taper as we neck down from the conforming end piece of the bracelet. And as you can see, plenty of gaps between the links to ventilate the wrist on a hot day. Well done, Doxa. We'll throw the watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, get a sense of how it fits. It's actually fairly narrow across the wrist. You can see well from this angle that on both sides, and including this down the barrel shot, I have plenty of clearance on each side of my wrist. It's nowhere near overlapping the edge of my wrist, and it's actually a little bit thinner than you might think. Now, it doesn't wear like a super slim watch because it still has that cantilevered bezel, so the cuff can get hung up, but it is thinner than you would expect a watch of this class to be, so it'll fit underneath the jacket cuff. I could recommend this for wrists as small as 14 centimeters in circumference. Taking a look at the case, it is a historically inspired tonneau. It's got a narrow polished edge, and that case flank wraps around to the squared off ends of the lugs, which are themselves polished. The lug hoods, as well as the case band, satinated with a circular brushed concentric graining. We have a screw down crown with a pronounced recess to protect it against impact and shearing, and then you can see it says Doxa on its polished outer face. We have this sharp double knurling pattern and one of the sweetest ratcheting actions I have ever encountered with a dive watch bezel. It is super precise, sharp, mechanical, a pleasing tactile experience I would rate as good as a fine column wheel chronograph, think Patek 5070 or a Lange und Söhne data-graph. It's that pleasing to operate this bezel. Now, taking a quick look, you can see there is a decompression scale on the bezel, and the idea there is that depending on your depth, it will tell you what the corresponding decompression time is as you're coming up. You have a stop at each rated depth on the bezel, and it will tell you how long to stop on your way up. Now, taking a quick look, you can see it can also be used for conventional timing. We'll do a quick loom shot of this watch, and as you can see, there is a luminescent pearl in the bezel, so you can use it for timing your dive as well as for advising your ascent. Now, all 3 hands are loomed, which I like to see. There are many dive watches that do not have loomed seconds hands, and I think that's a mistake. Right here we have a sapphire, but it's cambered and domed to look like a vintage plexiglass as you would have seen in 1967. We have an enormous orange minute hand, more salient because it's more important during a dive. We have the silver dial, which is Searambler. There are several different Doxa dial colors, and each one has a different nickname. You can see the U.S. diver's Aqua logo on the dial. Again, this is created in collaboration. We have a silver sunburst center and a couple of different colors on this dial. We've got black, we've got silver, we've got a sort of off-white simulated patina for the loom, we've got yellow, we've got orange, and then inside the case, underneath this case back with the Doxa logo, you can see it says U.S. Divers on the reverse side. We have individual numbering, but we have a chronometer certified ETA 28242, bidirectional automatic winding, 38-hour power reserve, stop seconds or hacking, a quick set date. It beats at 8 beats per second, pivots on 25 joules, protected down to 300 meters, and once again, it is a COSC chronometer, an impressive refinement. Like the Bracelet, unexpected quality in this price range. Reach out to T. Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.